Okay, we're gonna do a video on trash inventory. So this is gonna be a mix of a few different truckloads that we purchased. I just want to give you guys an idea of what happens when we buy trucks, what with the inventory, what type of inventory do we get. So this was from last year. We stocked up a little bit on 5 pallets of Halloween before we ended the year. This one right here, you can tell his head is dipped down. His head is up straight. This guy's actually broken. If you look at the leg on this crow, he's broken too. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit to that one. It does work with the sound, but the movement seems like it's broken. So that, to me, somebody returned that after using it. This guy right here was from a club load. He actually has no sound. It turns on and it will make a little bit of sound, but then after that, there's no sound. These guys are working, the witches, and out of these six, what is it, 2, 4, 5 units, basically this guy's bad and that guy's bad. So 2 out of the 5. All right. So coming over here, we have a death pile of garbage inventory, not garbage, but like, like this guy right here has got a dent on the side. I've had this thing for probably 2 years. No one will buy it just because of the cosmetic. This one right here has a dent on the side as well. Brand new unit. These items are actually up for auction. So we've been trying to run these on auctions. Here's a whole pallet of sinks. So throughout the time that we got kitchen and bath, these have been kind of accumulating. And now we just got a bunch of sinks that are hard to sell. Okay, so I'm just gonna run by here. So this is to show you guys that liquidation isn't everything that everybody says it is. This vanity top came in like that, so that requires some work. I have some tubs over here that have damage on them. The coating on it has cracked. So those have been sitting there. I try to sell them for like 75 bucks, still can't get it. This looks like incomplete toilets. And then I can't even get back here. But this is like a death pile back here. I mean, there is Halloween. These doors right here, these came in a door load. Just loose doors. Don't know what parts are missing. But as you can tell there's a weather stripping. There's a dent on there. So you're going to get inventory that is going to need work. You're going to get inventory that's not going to be sellable. All these filters have dents in them. So there's a bunch of those. And then we have over here, we've kind of been going through this stuff, but I want to show you back here. Here's some grills. Incomplete, parts missing with dents and dings. Yeah, we can probably put this stuff on eBay and sell it piece by piece, but that's going to require a lot of work. So it's not all. Here's some more stuff here. This is a big pile of stuff that needs to be gone through and checked out. So this thing right here is incomplete, this fire pit. Here's a used smoker that somebody returned. Here's a used fire pit that somebody returned. Now look at this. Look at the condition of this. Look at that. All used up. Returned. Somebody didn't want it. This air conditioner doesn't even turn on. And I do know that they have been giving people recalled air conditioners as part of their loads. So recall comes out, customer doesn't want to do the simple fix, and they just want to return it and get another one. And this one doesn't turn on, but like they've been actually throwing those in the loads. So keep in mind, you know, recalls, salvage stuff. I know that liquidation is technically salvage, but you do get good stuff. I'm just showing you the bad, but I want to show you like what happens when you don't deal with it as it comes in. It piles up. So those are grills right there. There's another grill on the bottom. So what is that? That's 4 grills on that pallet. Here's that incomplete chair that we got. This thing's got a big dent in it. So we can probably put this together, and we will. But we're going to have to, you know, overcome the customer saying, hey, it's got a dent on it. Will you take less? Even though we take the time to assemble it. So here's another grill here. Here's some garbage that's piled up. We don't have a dumpster right now. So we're going to try to get some of that in the community garbage, but we're not going to throw it all away because we're not going to hog the garbage. So this is a patio heater that came incomplete. There's that's 3 chairs. There were supposed to be 2 boxes of each. When they scanned it into the manifest, they scanned 3 boxes and made it believe that there was actually 3 chairs. Here's a really expensive charcoal grill, gravity grill, that somebody took the board out of it, the motherboard, the electronics board. This is all stuff that we're high bidding. So high bid is going to be anything that's used that comes in that we don't want to put on our sales floor. So as you can see, this pile just keeps on staying a pile. Here's 2 chairs that came in without screws. So these are actually going to be auctioned for that. And then I'm going to come around the corner over here where all of our other high bid stuff is. This thing doesn't even turn on. That one doesn't turn on. That one's running. Here's a bunch of things here. These come in and you don't know if they're good to go. So we out auction those and some as is. But as you can see, guys, look at all this stuff back here. I mean, there's a heater without the parts. These are all used vacuums. So those will get auctioned. Here's a Dyson box. See how that color is there? And then now look at the one it was supposed to be. So basically what they did was they swapped it and got themselves a new Dyson. It's pretty disgusting how people are doing that. This thing right here came with a CD door that isn't working. Here's a used grill. And very used. Here's another one of those fire pits that's used heavily. So as you can see, all this inventory that comes in our shipments, this thing was used, this chair. So we're going to auction that. The thing's all dirty. We had another one where I found a pair of Ray-Bans in the cooler. So somebody used it for 4th of July, I believe, returned it broken, and they left their Ray-Ban sunglasses in them. That vacuum down there came incomplete. This is a parts only 12-foot reaper that's broken. So somebody used this and then returned it once they abused it, and we got that in our load. So yeah, I believe that pallet up there of Christmas is all like crap, tangled, missing bulbs, not working lights. So there is a lot of inventory that's sitting around here. Here's toilet seats. These could be either used, broken, missing parts. We got to keep those back there because a lot of times customers find those piles of toilet seats and they buy them and then there's something wrong with them, and we try to check everything, but we can't. We can't catch everything. So here's some niches. As you can see right there, it's broken. another one, and there's another one. So those came in kitchen and bath load. These are all sinks, and there might be a couple build your own vanities in there. We put them all back here because we don't have time to build them. And then these are all doors that we took off of cabinets that the bases come broken, but we saved the doors because a lot of times the doors come broken. So here's vanities that have no tops because they came broken. Again, we put those on high bid. A lot of these we're not even recouping our cash back with. We're just putting them out there. So here's one that's on auction right now. These have all been checked. This is our store inventory. But as you can see, this guy came in with some scratches. I'm not sure if that was like a floor display or something, but it's all beat up. Yeah, so there's that. And I'll show you one more thing. We also get, okay, so here's all high bid stuff. So this is all the stuff that people actually bought that we auctioned. So people are buying it, but we're selling everything at a loss because we just got to get it out of here and recoup something. And then when you think about, let's say the retail on the load is, $20,000. Let's say, a quarter of it comes in trash. Well, now you're down to 15,000 potential retail. And then you got to remember, you're not going to get that because you're going to actually have to discount it down to, 50 or 60% off retail. And then that's where you're going to be making money. So what you got to do is when you're buying these loads, you have to anticipate at least a quarter of the stuff is going to be not towards that manifest. So whenever you're choosing your loads that you want to buy, just remember that. Now this is a TV, 77-inch OLED TV, $24.99 retail. Came in with a broken screen. Here's some other TVs in here. These are all broken screens. So remember, you have to pay to dispose that stuff. And what we do is we just kind of pile them up, and then when the pile gets big enough, we take it over. And I believe going rate right now is like $25, $30, depending on size, per item that needs to be recycled. So liquidation is not, it's not what people are saying it is. If you don't understand that, you could go bust really quick on these loads. There's a lot of people that say they get pallets. They make so much on a pallet. Well, that's good, but if you have a good source, that's good. But I mean, we're buying directly from major retailers with no brokers involved, on two of the locations that we get. So we're bypassing a lot of the problems where brokers are putting together loads that are garbage and selling them to people at normal prices. And then when the people get the inventory, there's no way that they're going to recoup. Now, true story, in fact, before we got one of our contracts or access, we bought a load from one of the brokers that does that, and we got burned pretty bad. And it's a good thing that we got that access right after that. Here's a Peloton that's parts only. This right here, that's a tile saw. Somebody took the magnet out of it for the motor or the brush, whatever that is, the little magnet. This Swift bike came in defective. There's a short somewhere, so that's being auctioned right now, fully disclosed. We do have to have the person sign a waiver because it does work, but we don't want to be responsible if they choose not to repair it and just ride it. There's a short somewhere that they need to locate it. Here's another Peloton. The screen won't go on, but what we're doing is we're actually auctioning that one, and we're auctioning this one. And I believe this base, I believe that the one with the screen, there's a short somewhere in the wiring. So I think if they can just take this one and take the parts and put this one together, I believe the charging on this one is good. But the only problem is right here, there's like a little damage, so they're gonna have to figure that out. But that's going to be sold cheap. Here's a cord that got all smashed. on a portable air conditioner unit. That log splitter back there is missing the wheels. So you need somebody to repair stuff as it comes in. If you can't get that figured out, you're not going to be able to succeed in this liquidation business. These guys right here are going to be auctioned. We put them together. The adjustments haven't been fully made to make the gears shift in the right spot, but they are brand new. They are fixable. They just need time. So those are going to go into the auction too. Right now we have this one. This one's being auctioned. So we'll see how that ends today. We got an auction ending today. Seeing what else I can show you guys. What's a mess? This cart's full. We talked about this cart before. This is just sitting here, waiting to be put on eBay. And I think that's it. So I'll go ahead and wrap up the video. We'll put this up. And again, we're not editing anything yet. We're going to be doing that pretty soon. I just wanted to kind of get some movement on views. Put any notes that you want. Remember, we do have access. We have contracts with certain suppliers where we can buy direct. So if you're looking for inventory, I know that I'm pointing out all the bad. There is good. We're going to actually do a video. Even though my business is not financially sound in the most part, we're going to do a video to show you guys like what we're actually spending, what we're actually making. And remember, you know, the issue is all the bad stuff. If you can't overcome it, you know, right now our biggest hurdle is traffic and our biggest hurdle is cash flow. So if you can figure out how to nail that down, the rest of this should be pretty easy, because it is when you're putting the money out, it is possible if you have the right traffic to move through these loads. And I do see a lot of liquidation stores being successful right now, but I'm also seeing a lot of them fail. We are going to document because we are not doing so well. And if for some reason the business does close, I want everybody to understand why it happened. And it's not anything that we're trying to be a part of, but we are seeing that here's another TV that needs to be put out on the high bid. Sorry. Yeah, so we're trying to save the business, but there's too much problems happening nonstop that's making it very hard for us. And like I said, traffic is the main factor on why we're not succeeding right now. So put in the comments if you got any ideas. Put in the comments if you're interested in maybe I can help you guys out with inventory, because like I say, I do have direct access to Marketplace. So we can get you guys direct shipped loads. I'm not going to be the person that brings it into my location and takes stuff out of it that can make me money and then sell you the crap. That's not how it works. We're going to go ahead and send you the load directly, and we can, you know, get you making some money. So let us know. Reach out to me if you need. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.